Okay. Hello, you beautiful people. I believe everything's good. Okay. Okay. Got to figure out where I was from the last time. I was doing the clovers. Gotta juice back up the paints a little bit. And this is why I use an eyedropper. I can control how much water to add in. Alright, I'm gonna give everybody a heads up, just because, of course, it's starting to get windy now. I've had the windows open all morning, because it's been such a nice day. And now it's starting to get windy, so I might need to go run and start shutting all the windows in the house if things start falling. I should probably zoom in. I don't need to be showing my feet. It's not that kind of video, David. This last week, I haven't gotten to paint nearly as much as I would have liked to. Actually, the last couple weeks, I haven't been able to. I went years creating every single day, and then the last couple weeks, life has just hit really hard. I had another pretty crappy day on Monday. Second Monday in a row. First, my old phone started acting up and the battery is swelled up. I currently am looking for a place where I could dispose of it, while I'm also simultaneously trying to get it to turn back on so I could factory reset it and remove all my data from it. But the battery is swelling up. And so far, there's so many places that like I haven't been able to take the battery to because I'm afraid the freaking thing is going to explode. It's swelling. So I currently have it in a. I have an old spittoon, and I have the phone inside the spittoon, and it's in the fireplace. So if it does explode, like it's contained, because I don't know where else to keep it right now, because I'm afraid it's gonna explode. So that's kind of hurt my like my editing and everything like that because I currently do so much just on my phones. And then my main phone has started acting up and something is wrong with the phone and I'm not sure what. But like this week it started I want to say it's corrupted in some way, but I'm not sure how because we can't find anything. I've run like diagnostics on it and I can't find anything within the phone that should be causing it. But the phone and message app, like for texting, all of a sudden they were taking up 80 gigabytes of data and I could not figure out why. And it was messing the phone up. And the only thing I could find online is that, like the app has become corrupted in some way and you're gonna have to factory reset the phone. So I factory reset it, lost a whole bunch of stuff for my channel. So I've been working on trying to reclaim and recreate a lot of my assets and stuff that I had because everything was backed up, but I'm guessing that was one of the files corrupted or something. So it never actually backed up, even though it was saying in my phone it was backed up. So factory reset, had to do all that, and then the phone and messaging app did it again yesterday. It was like eating up 104 gigabytes of data, and I could not figure out why all of a sudden my phone and messaging app ballooned into taking up so much data, causing the phone to crash. And I had to factory reset it again. So far today, it's been okay, but like frustrated because we don't really have the money to be spending on a new phone. I wanted to avoid getting a new phone for as long as possible. I kind of feel like I have to now. And of course, all of it started up right after the warranty for the phone expired. That's been my drama this week. I don't even know if these little clovers are popping up. I mean, I can kind of see the shine from where they're at. But the color's like only slightly darker than the background color. My main worry though with my phone acting like this is my next video that I've been working on. I have to redo a whole bunch of stuff on it because even sped up my normal rate, the video without my intro and outro was like an hour and 26 minutes long. Like I don't have the capacity to make an 86 minute long video and talk the entire time because I'd have to do a voiceover for that. And so I was hoping I could break it up and shorten it in a way and break it up so I could do like a two-parter, just make it a little bit more like easy to digest, but post both halves up on Sunday together. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I might actually have to go half this week, half next week, as much as I don't want to do that. But with phones acting up and everything like that, I don't even know if I could have the time to be able to do 2 videos this week just to avoid posting like a 2-part video a week out from each other. I didn't realize one like how long that painting took me either. But going through all the videos and stuff, I started it in December and I finished it in February. So it kind of makes sense that it's taken up that much time. If you guys were wondering, it was the sketchbook I was sharing in some of my earlier lives as I was working on it. The cover. There's a couple shorts that also feature it from like, I think January, February. I don't say it's a sketchbook though. Am I even on camera? I am not even on camera. Oh, also, if you guys are wondering, yes, I'm wearing pink again. It is Wednesday. I actually have a bunch of pink shirts and clothes because I don't even know how long I've been doing it, but I do wear pink on Wednesdays, and it is because of Mean Girls. I have done it for so long. I got known for it in college because I was wearing pink on Wednesdays. That was like my dapper era. Super stylized, vest bow ties, button ups, and I was wearing Converse. Did I like how I looked? Yes, I did. But it is definitely not comfortable clothing attire. And I prefer comfort more recently. I also don't fit into a lot of those clothes. But I need to get back down, get back to... Ooh, don't really work out, but getting active. Getting more active. More than just walking the dogs. That's not cutting it. nice little groove there for a second. I feel like it's starting to really put some emphasis on the little dirt area right here. Okay, let's not knock stuff over. And there goes the wind. Okay. I want to at least keep the door open in case the dogs want to go out. But I had to secure it better. Otherwise it was going to start slamming. And I don't need a door slamming and scaring the bejesus out of me while I am painting. I prefer to not do any corrections. Is the doggy bed not in the lumpy way you like it? I'm sorry. I just made his bed, and apparently they messed up all of his lumps. Hoping to get these clovers done. I know they're probably not showing up that great on camera, but the next batch will. The next batch are going to be brighter. These are like the clovers inside the shadows. How's it going, Illustrated? No, I have not had a good week. I've had another really bad week. My main phone that I use is dying. Or it's corrupted. I'm not sure what. But either way, I've had to order a new phone. We don't really have the money for a new phone, but my old phone's battery is getting ready to explode. It's actually hiding currently in the fireplace in a spittoon of all things. Just in case it explodes because the battery's swelling up and I'm having a hard time finding a place I could take it to because of the battery swelling and like on the verge of exploding. And my main phone, the messaging app and phone app, and the phone is corrupted, and I'm not sure how, and it is just eating up data. So Monday I discovered like I was having issues and like working with my phone, and I was trying to find out like why there was so much data missing on my phone to figure out that the actual phone and messaging texting app was eating up 80 gigabytes of memory. So I did everything I could to try to fix it, running all the diagnostics, trying to like uninstall and reinstall stuff to not be able to find a solution. I needed to factory reset it. So I lost a whole bunch of stuff from my channel. I had like a folder of assets for my channel that I thought was backed up, and on my phone it said it was backed up. But after the factory reset, I discovered it was not backed up. So I lost a whole bunch of stuff, and I've been spending the week trying to recreate the stuff. And then yesterday it did the same thing again. The phone and text app blew up to like 104 gigabytes of data used. I can't figure out why. So ultimately it came down to like I have to order a new phone. I don't know what's going on with this one. I was trying to avoid ordering a new phone at all costs. And that way, like, I have a backup because I need to have a backup. And then I can try to get this phone fixed. So then, like, I'm back to my two phone setup like I had. But it's just been frustrating not being able to figure out what in the world is going on with my phone. I use a Google Pixel. My current phone, the phone that's battery is swelling up and in the fireplace at the moment, that one's a Pixel 4a. This one is a Pixel 8 XL. And then my new one's going to be the Pixel 10 XL, which I would have really preferred not needing to get a new phone. But we had to go like what we could find like within our budget that would work for what I needed to and be the cheapest route. And yeah, the cheapest route unfortunately was just getting the new phone instead of trying to figure out a way to get a refurbished one that didn't really have the same kinds of deals on it. I think it's my biggest gripe as a like evil necessity of being a technology consumer. So much in the market just does not like it's just not really financially feasible to stick with refurbished. As much as I want to stick with refurbished, it just refurbished just doesn't get the same kinds of deals and stuff from the phone carriers like the brand new phones get, which doesn't make sense to me. I feel like the refurbished stuff should always be cheaper. Luckily, one of the assets I lost, I was able to get back. That was the one that was like really had me freaking out, and it was my end credit for my videos. I lost that video. I still had the beginning one, but my end credit, where I like show off the artwork I made in the video, and then thanking everybody for watching and like subscribing. So I had to remake that one, but luckily, like I had some raw footage from my last video, so it was still like super high quality, and I was able to snag that and just kind of edit out Glaceon, so I could re-get my end credit. Yeah. And all it is like you can buy refurbished and it's not super expensive, but there's never any kinds of deals on it, and none of the major carriers work with refurbished phones at all. Like I currently have T-Mobile, and there's just like no kind of partnership or like program for you to be able to get a refurbished phone, because I actually have an upgrade. I had an upgrade on my phone, but the only thing that I could use it for was towards a brand new phone, and that makes it cheaper than getting the refurbished. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's other little assets that they're just gone. I'm gonna have to try to remake them. And that's kind of what I have been doing. However, I did like they've quadruple checked now that my all my assets are backed up. I can access them from our computer and multiple phones now. I could just double check that. I never had a reason to check it before. Just saw that it was backed up or it was saying, so I just believed it. I actually had not had any problems with the Pixel for as long as I've had it. And I started with like the G1 and G2, like the Google original Google phones. And I had HTC prior to that, and I had never had any kind of issues with them. Like my 4A is an old phone, and it was working fine until the battery started swelling up. This is the first phone that like I have legitimate issues with, and they all started right after the freaking warranty expired. It expired in January. I like my the Pixel because the video quality and picture quality on the phone is fantastic. Like I'm not subscribed to any like one camp or anything like that with iPhone or Android, but I started with Android, so I've just stayed with Android because it's what I know. They're gonna be all over the place. Also gonna add in some dandelions, and I'll probably touch up the ground just a little bit so it doesn't look super flat compared to everything else. I'm gonna throw my brush apparently. Stay, please. I need to make sure I didn't get paint on anything. Looks like I just got it on my book. I'm probably gonna do a mixture of both yellow and the fluffy bit. Because I feel like both parts of the dandelion are super iconic. I used to do that all the time as a kid too. I feel like that's why I have to include both of them. Like it's just such a core, like it's such a big core memory for so many children to just blow the dandelion fluff. And I remember picking bunches of dandelions and honeysuckles and the little clover flowers, bunching them up and then giving them to people. And I got you flowers. Like teachers, my mom, neighbors, just out there picking weeds, bundling it up, and going, I got you flowers. My niece did that too. But I got her to pick up pretty quickly. Like, if she leaves it there, then she can enjoy the flower the next day, too. And then she would see butterflies there, like, following days around those flowers. And she's like, leaving the flowers brought the butterflies. I'm like, yep, I'm not in camera again. Yeah, I remember my kindergarten teacher did that. She had a little apple vase that she like. It was a really small apple. You know, thinking back about it now as an adult, it could have been an apple-shaped shot glass. I think that's what it might have actually been. But as a kid, I thought it was a vase, whatever you want to say it, and that's what she used it for. And anytime kids would bring her flowers, like pick them out of the schoolyard or just pick them on their way to school, she would just put them in her little apple. I'm like positive now it was a shot glass. That's funny. I haven't thought about that thing in forever. It could have been a little vase, but like I don't know. The adult in me is like, no, that was a shot glass. Because I remember Miss Pennington. She was a pretty young teacher. Oh, Baxter's over there dreaming. How's it going, Rory? We're talking about like picking flowers and giving them to adults as a child, and me like remembering what my kindergarten teacher used to do with them and realizing that she was probably putting our flowers we were giving her into a shot glass. It was a little apple glass that I thought was a vase that she'd put all the flowers in, but with an adult brain now thinking back to it, I'm pretty sure it was a shot glass. But she used it to keep all of our flowers that we would give her that we'd pick in the schoolyard and stuff. Yeah, she was a young teacher, so it makes sense. Like, but it was literally the perfect size, like you for picking dandelions and other little small flowers for her to put into it. Like it was the perfect size, and yeah, I'm like so sure it was a shot glass. That's funny, but little kid me like it was just an apple vase, apple vase, however you want to say it. Yes, allergies are not very great right now. And for the most part, the US has had a pretty dry winter, especially in the South. So there is a lot of dust getting kicked up earlier, and it travels. Like it can travel for thousands of miles, as well as all the pollen. My nose has been super dry, and I've actually been having issues with bloody noses the last couple weeks. Every time I blow my nose, I go to Eric and I'm like, I have the plague because it's bloody. Claritin's kind of been helping, but it's been rough this spring so far. And I got the stupid Bradford pear tree right outside of our backyard. I actually just recorded a video of it, like the branches waving in the wind and all of the pollen and flowers going off into the wind. I took a video of it and I was like, look at all those allergies. And I sent it to Eric. I was thinking about posting it as a short. Yeah, I'm positive it's allergies. We're gonna have such a really we're gonna have a bad allergy season this year. Just especially here in Nevada from all the dust. And I'm super worried about the fires this year. Especially because it doesn't matter if we're like red flags everywhere for fire warnings. People still go out and target shoot or light off fireworks and end up burning thousands of freaking acres. Um, I have something. I've been doing nasal rinses with it, and it's kind of helped. Give me a second, and I'll show you. I've been using this. Let's see, are you gonna show? I'm not even in frame. There we go. This is what I've been using. It's... Can you be in frame, please? There we go. Neilmed Sinus Rinse. It's a saline that I mix in with like a neti pot, and I've been flushing out my sinuses with it, and it's been helping. I haven't been getting as many bloody noses. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, yeah. I see your comment now. Yeah. The Neilmed. You might need to just try other brands, or tell your doctor to see if he could put you on something different, because that could be an allergic reaction to it. Letting your doctor know so like they could try to find a better prescription, one that doesn't dry out your sinuses, because that's going to lead to like possible sinus infections and stuff like that, which you really don't want. I don't want you having them, at least. Well, I'm glad you only have to use it for a couple more days. That's good. Because, yeah, dry sinuses just isn't fun. There's a lot of nasal sprays that like I can't use since I got that sinus infection that put me in the hospital. I have to be really careful. I have to tell every single doctor the same thing because of my sinus infection. The Neilmed has been the one that I found that like really helps without causing any other issues. Like I can't use the allergies nose spray because that like messes my nose all up. You could also try what is it called? Vicks. Thanks to Eric, like every once in a while when my nose is like super dry, I'll just do the inside of my nostrils with some Vicks. I can breathe again. First off, like I love that feeling. But I do find that it helps with the dryness in my nose. Yeah, Vicks is Vaseline, but it's with what is it, methanol? I just like it because it just like clears everything right up and I can breathe so easily. Oh, I got a subject we could also talk about. I had a really weird dream yesterday. So, like, has anybody had any weird dreams lately? In my dream, Eric and I don't remember where we had went, but we had gone on a date somewhere. But like, because it was a special date, we went out of town, and so we were someplace new. I just don't remember where it was at, but it's not the point. While we were on this like date, we ended up running into people we both knew. So, like when I was in band, there was this girl in band with me. She played the flute. Like we weren't really close friends or anything like that, but like we would talk to each other occasionally. So she popped back up in my dream for some reason, and the she was with somebody who used to bully Eric. I don't really remember his face. Like Eric has told me stories about his past. Like he used to get bullied a lot. So like one of Eric's bullies was there, but they were together, and like he started harassing Eric again, just like he did when he was in school, and they started getting into a fight. I'm like, I'm trying to break them up. This girl that I went to school with was also trying to break the two of them up, and then he just started hurling slurs at Eric, and Eric then punched him in the face, knocked him out, and I woke up. So that was like my weird dream that I had the other day. And I had no idea like what triggered her to pop up in my dream. Like I literally hadn't thought of her in decades. Like not in a mean way, just like we weren't really close friends. We just had a couple classes together, and then that was the extent of it. Like the first thing I thought when I woke up was like, I can't believe I actually remember her name or her face. Eric and I are in the habit of always immediately talking to each other the next morning when we wake up about our dreams. Otherwise, we'll forget them too. But if we talk about them right when we wake up, like we tend to remember them longer. But like if I wake up in the middle of the night, Eric is still asleep, and I don't have him to talk to about the dream, and then I go to sleep again, or if like I'm up and I start doing stuff because I'm not talking about it, then like a couple hours later I have forgotten the entire dream, and I'm just like, well, I had a weird dream. I know it was a weird dream. I don't remember what the dream was about though. I should get in the habit of writing. It would definitely be beneficial to write my dreams down. I just don't feel like I can explain it as adequately writing it down than I can talking about it. But it made Eric laugh. He was just like, yeah, some of my bullies, if I were to see them today and they were still acting like that, I absolutely would probably end up going to jail that night. And I was just like, well, I hope we don't ever run into any of your bullies. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the bully thing probably popped up into my brain because someone who used to bully me in middle school, like I have a Facebook, I don't ever use it, but restarting my phone, factory resetting it, it like automatically re-downloaded the Facebook app. And since it was there, I was like, oh, I'll check Facebook now. Immediately, like realizing, oh, this is why I deleted Facebook and ended up deleting the app again. But I had still like just kind of gone through my timeline and um, I saw somebody had gotten tagged in something, and it was a GoFundMe, and I'm like, "Ah, that's a name I haven't seen in forever. Because they used to bully me in middle school. So I clicked the GoFundMe and found out like they're homeless right now. Not, yeah, not doing so good. Um, my guess is like I don't know anything for certain. I didn't dive too much into it, but it to me it's looking like addiction kind of took over, and now he's not doing so hot. I do hope he gets the situation like figured out. I don't want anybody to experience homelessness. I'm pretty sure that's why that one was on my mind. Let's see. How's it going, Christine? Trying to catch up on messages really quick. That's really funny, burping up bubbles. That's definitely an interesting superpower, but kind of cool that the bubbles could steal your weapons. I mean, not for you, but I mean, just like interesting concept. Oh, I'm kind of, I'm kind of with Illustrated on that one. I kind of enjoy too when people who have passed or my animals that have passed pop up in my dreams. Last month was Dexter. I've been waiting for Rascal to pop up in one of my dreams. It's always so sad though because it's like with people that I really love, like my cousin Jen or like Rascal or Dexter, they pop up in my dreams. I wake up the next morning and I'm crying, and I always hate that. Like I feel good, like it warms my heart that I got to see them, but like I'm always like just covered in tears when I see like wake up the next morning. Thank you, Christine. Got a lot more details to put in this little foreground. I gotta put in a second layer of clovers that are brighter, so they stand out a little bit more, and then dandelions. Maybe some touching up with the ground, and then like for the most part, the landscape is done. And then it's time to add in Kenny playing with his Pokemon, so I could get this sent off. I am back off camera. Come on. Oh, and you guys can't even see it. I put a little like. There's a video I have half done. There's two videos I actually have half done, but I have a video coming up. One, I have this right here. I don't know if you've noticed, Christine. I haven't posted anything on this yet, but that's because I haven't even opened your package yet. I still have it unopened so I can record it with the video I'm currently recording with a little trinket I got from So Craftastic, Sarah. It's not giving any kind of clue as to what the video is about because I'm pretty sure no one's gonna get it with just this little thing. But like the little dinosaur, I'm not in camera. Get in focus. There we go. But it's for an art project I'm doing for a video. So I have them like all right next to me because I'm waiting to like get recorded to them. I know I haven't. I've been having issues with my phones and they're what I use to record, and so I've just been sitting on the package so I can open it up on camera. I found the perfect way to use it. It's so tiny, but I have a feeling a lot of people are gonna love what I do with it. Anybody want to take any guesses? I'll give a clue, like what the video is, without telling you what it's going to be used for. Especially if anybody can get it. Like I'll tell you if you're correct. And I actually think. No, I was talking to Rose. Rose. Rose knows kind of what one of my videos is coming up, but it's gonna be a fun one. Especially because I found the perfect rock. Oh, I just went. No worries. It's been really busy. I'm such a doofus sometimes. I got a little too excited. So much for making you all guess. Yeah. It is gonna be a rock painting. I'm not very good at keeping secrets, apparently. Not even my own secrets. Oh, I'm not telling you what I'm doing. It is a rock painting video. And I think it's gonna surprise a whole bunch of people. Because had I not found this rock, I was looking for something to do with this, and then I found the perfect rock, and I'm like, oh my god, I know what I'm doing now. I think Sarah's gonna love it too. That's funny. I'm gonna need to record like a live or something at the park one of these days. Coming up. All of the birds are flying down from the mountains, or they're flying back up from the south. I'm listening to all their calls. All the blue jays are currently back. And then we're getting all the little desert finches coming in and starting to nest. That was a fun rock to do. I really enjoyed the Rayquaza rock. I've done so many Pokemon rocks. I take them with me on when I play Pokemon Go, and I'm like walking around and stuff. I'll take Pokemon rocks with me, and I'll hide them near the Pokestops. I did that with the Geodude rock. There was a Steelix and Onyx rock I did. Let's see, what else? A Ditto rock. Totally forgot about Ditto. Clefairy. Trying to think what other rocks I do that to. There's been a bunch of Pokemon rocks I've done, and I just take them to Pokestops and I hide them at Pokestops. Hoping somebody finds it. Which I'm guessing they have, because every time I've gone back to the locations I've hidden rocks, the rocks have been gone. I feel like somebody at a Pokestop can get a real life gift. Oh, I've also done Pumpkaboo. I did that for a Halloween. I did Pumpkaboo, Voltorb, and Gourgeist. I did those ones before I was even recording videos. I don't even know if I have pictures of them. I have not done a Korok rock yet, but when I found this last rock that I thought was perfect for this little dino, I found a rock that I thought was perfect for a Korok. So I actually have that one in my collection waiting to be done. I've actually been searching for a Korok rock for a while. Yahaha! I hope so. I knew I needed to send you that cupcake rock. There's just I knew. I remembered your comment and I knew I was like, I have to send this to Christine. I still have it. I hadn't gone out and hidden it yet, so I was like, it was meant to go to Christine. It has to. I kept it for some reason. I actually need to make another trip going out and hiding rocks again. I think after this next rock video, I'll take some out and go hide them in the world. I have so many rocks I need to get painted. I actually got a lot of stuff I need to do. I'm excited for some stuff coming up. I'll give you guys a little peek at what Eric surprised me with. Little interlude right now. So Eric, as a late birthday present, kind of surprised me with black it out, draw stuff outside, And finally, create this book 3. I do still need the first one though. But like he went to click on it and it was currently unavailable. Not sold out, it just said currently unavailable. So he's like, we'll just get it at a later time and just moved on to create this book 3. So and I think it's funny that they're all marked of when they were made now. All Las Vegas made on St. Patrick's Day. I'm really excited for this one. Emma's book. I'm going to be taking it. We're going to try to go on some trips this summer, given gas prices don't get too absolutely crazy. But Sequoia National Park is something I really want to do. I haven't been in so long, so I want to go take this with me, possibly up to Lake Tahoe, film some of the scenery, show you guys like my side of the world. So I'm really excited about this one. And even if I just stay within the city, like I still think this would be really fun to do. There's like a nature preserve that I could go to that's not too far outside. Like it's actually not too far away from me. Lots of wildlife and plant life there. And it's right next to the Truckee River, which is the river that cuts through our city. So really excited about this one. And then I thought this one's just gonna be a lot of fun, just to kind of like do some stuff from Ashley. This is the page I want to do the most. But of course I got to put my own twist on it. So like those are gonna be future videos, but I'm really excited about these. Eric totally surprised me with those, getting all of them. I had a feeling he was gonna get like something like that, but I was thinking he was just gonna get one of the books. So I'm really looking forward to those ones. Especially Emma's, because just gonna be an excuse to go back to hiking, and I haven't done some hiking in a while. Actually, I haven't gone hiking since my sinus infection that put me in the hospital, and that was 2019. Because I got it being out in nature when a wildfire started, and that's what triggered my sinus infection. And that like really just messed me up. And I want to get back to it. I've been missing it. I've been wanting to go camping again, go out hiking. I want to take you guys out, like shoot a video near the sugar pines, because the sugar pine trees in my area, they get pine cones that are bigger than your head. And they smell like ice cream. I love the sugar pines. I also want to take you guys out to go see like the bristlecones. The bristlecone pine trees. The oldest one is like 5,000 years old. Eric does spoil me, but I spoil Eric too. He spoils me, I spoil him. He gets like all my artwork that isn't like commissioned or anything like that. He always gets first dibs on it. And I do so much, just so much art for him. I gotta zoom back in now. So I definitely think it's a fair trade-off. He spoils me and I spoil him. He took the Glaceon painting, he took that one to work. Although once he told me he wanted to steal it, I was like, I gotta make it for him. I think I was gonna put a polar bear in it at first. Like that was where my mind was going. But then as soon as he's like, I want to steal that one, I like that, I was like, oh, well, I guess I might put a Pokemon in it. You should you should see us when we're in our just like natural environment at home. Everybody who's ever lived with us is like it's like living in a sitcom with you two. We are both very sassy. And I guess our banter is like a sitcom. I imagine like probably like Will and Grace. We both watch a lot of Golden Girls and what other like Bob's Burgers kind of stuff. We do watch a lot of those kinds of shows, and a lot of our banter I feel like is similar to that, especially the Golden Girls. And if you're wondering like who we are personality wise, I'm definitely Rose and Eric is Blanche. Sometimes I have a little Sophia, and sometimes Eric has a little Dorothy, but I'm definitely Rose. And he is definitely Blanche. And I think I am almost done with this layer. I just got the sides right here to do left. I'm back off camera. Yeah, I can't really think of any other characters we would really be like. Like from Bob's Burgers, uh, Eric is definitely Bob. I'm Linda. But even then, like, Bob doesn't quite fit him right, and Linda doesn't quite fit me right. I am definitely closer to Linda than Eric is Bob, though. The green in this little spot right here is just so much darker than the green everywhere else. I don't know about that. I haven't met you in person yet, so like I can't say for certain. Just the vibe I get. I don't think Tina, because you don't strike me as someone who's obsessed with butts and zombies. I could see you more being like Jean, because Jean loves creating and food. But I haven't met you in person, so I could be totally off by that. I would just guess like off of what I see on YouTube, I would say Jean. But yeah, see, there you go. I haven't met you in person, so possibly, yeah, it could be a good fit. That's funny. I was thinking more like food and the creativity because it definitely you give the impression you like your sweets, you like food. Gene is all about food, and then he's really into creating because he loves making music. I think younger David would have been more like a Louise. Like I'm still sassy, but whoop, well, I'm gonna have to reglue that together. But as I've gotten older, I feel like I'm more like a. Oh no, who does Eric tells me? Linda's sister, Gail. Eric tells me I'm like Gail because I do a lot of stemming, and I will just randomly sing and say stuff. And he's like, "See, that's what I'm talking about. You're like Gail." Especially because like there's periods where like I'm just saying stuff because I'm just vocal stemming, and I'll throw my voice in a way. And he's like, "See, you sound just like Gail right there." I think that might be a little too light. Are you also into horses, Christine? Because that could be another one. I mean, you do like your monsters, though. Maybe you're just switching out horses to monsters. It looks so bright right now, but I kind of see it when it's dry. It's really close, but not quite. Because that was pale olive, and this is just phthalo blue. Then Tina, I guess Tina could be a good one because she has a lot of changing interests as well. She has her core theme of interests, but she has a lot of interests that do change. Do you do the mouth thing that when you're thinking? Like when you get anxiety, like anxious and nervous, do you like do you vocal stem like her? I don't even know what to call that. Her mouth noises. I could say conscious wise, yeah, you have a very pure conscience. Just from my interactions with you, from what I've seen, and Tina's always wanting to do the right thing, and she's always tends to be the voice of reason. And that part of her, I absolutely can see in you. And I get told I'm like Linda because I always mean well, and I always want an over helping. I've gotten told that so much throughout my life. David, you're over helping. Step back. You are over helping. And that's very much so a Linda trait too. She's an over helper. She gets into trouble, but she always means well. That is definitely that is me. And I do her what to Eric all the time too. Eric, like the way she calls Bob. Oh, Bobby, Eric. I have my own little like similar kind of like ways I say his name to him. He's always just like, "What do you want?" Very much so Bob coded. Or I'm like, Eric, and he's, oh God, what is it that you want? Is it gonna cost me money? I'm definitely gonna need to put some like the light purple clover flowers in this. Because why not? I need more flowers. However, like I will say that I will take Linda over Peggy Hill because before Bob's Burgers, I'd gotten told before like I was kind of like Peggy Hill from King of the Hill, but it wasn't like the best of matches. I get told more now that I'm more similar to Linda. I've gotten that a few times. It just goes back to like people are like it's like being in a sitcom around you and Eric. That was a little too light. What is it, Onyx? What do you need, buddy? We might have to take him to the vet soon. He's got a what are they called? Fatty corpuscle on his side. We've gotten it tested so many times, and it's always been benign. Nothing wrong with it. Doesn't cause him any issues. So no point in taking it off. This last week, he's now on antibiotics. It just popped, and it was infection. So we got him on antibiotics now because I can't even look at it until all the infection is gone. Just dreading what that's going to end up costing. Because before all, like, Our last test was way before like all of the inflation and cost of everything had hit, and we were looking at like a $1,200 procedure. Kind of dreading what it's going to look like now. But we're going to have to do it for him because I don't want him suffering. Him's my buddy. He's not allowed to suffer. Yeah, it kind of freaked Eric and I out a little bit. Especially because it happened at night, so we couldn't even get him into the vet until the next day at the soonest, and we had to drain it ourselves. Which, like, I've worked in a veterinarian hospital in the past, so like that kind of stuff, like I can do. It's treatment and surgeries and stuff like that that I can't do, but like cleanup and just like at home care, like yeah, that stuff doesn't bother me. I can do it, but I'm definitely worried about him now. And this is the couple of years that we've had him, 3, 4 years, 4 years. This is just kind of scary that all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it's all of a sudden infected. Oh, how's it going, Gray Cloud? I was just thinking about you. So yeah, he's gonna be going into the vet soon to for us to plan out and figure out the cost of getting it removed. It's not super bad. Like, there he is. It's right here. So it's like maybe the size of a $50, and he's just had it on his shoulder forever, and it doesn't seem to bother him. But we cannot risk it causing infections. Like, both Baxter and Onyx have fatty corpuscles. It's just Baxter's is on his chest. We've also had his tested multiple times. Like, nothing concerning showing up on any of the tests so far, but like his is just like a handful, and it's just right on his chest, and it just dangles. And I sing him a little song that's probably inappropriate for YouTube. Just because of the word choice that I use in it. Yeah, my sister's dog did the same thing, and Cleo lived a very long, happy life with hers. Her little boobies. That another word for booby that I use in Baxter's song. But he seems to like it because, like, he's getting attention. Yeah, it's just the suddenly getting infected that has us really concerned. Although I will give Onyx credit because every single dog I have ever owned, whenever I've had to give them antibiotics, would fight it. Like Dexter absolutely refused to take his antibiotics. I would mix it into his wet food and he would refuse to eat because there was antibiotics in it. Like, it was always such a hassle to get him to take antibiotics. Onyx, I can mix it into his food, no problem. He eats it all up. I don't have to worry about Baxter accidentally eating it because Onyx doesn't leave food. So I'm really happy with that. Like, we don't have any problems with either Baxter or Onyx taking their meds. But we just got to get the infection to go away because they can't do anything on it while it's infected. Dexter, I don't think you understand the extent to Dexter's hatred of any kind of medication. Metacam, which was supposed to help him feel better with his knees and everything. Like, I always felt so bad because we had to kind of like restrain him and stick it into his mouth through a syringe, and he would like spit it up. We had pill forms of medications that we would put in cheese and mayonnaise and peanut butter, and he would eat everything around the pill and leave the pill. He like the whole thing would go into his mouth, and then all of a sudden the pill would just fall out, and he's eating the rest of it. I don't know how he did it. He like Rascal would fight taking medication as well, but Dexter was just on a whole other level of refusal to take medications. That dog, love him. I loved him to death. That was just the one thing with Dexter that was such a hassle, was getting him to take any kind of pill. It didn't matter if I mix it with a treat, food, anything. I would put it into stuff. And if it I would like sometimes try to crack open the pill to put it into like stuff where it would be mixed in like yogurt, or even on a hamburger. I'd cut up a little piece of a hamburger and stick it into the patty. He wouldn't eat the patty. And I'm just like, that dog. It's like if he could just smell the medication, he just would not eat it. And if he couldn't spit the medication out, then he wouldn't eat it. Yeah. Oh, Dexter had no qualms just spitting it out directly in front of us. Almost like he's saying, like, yeah, what? How are you going to make me take it now? You put it in another treat? I'm going to eat the treat. I'm not eating this pill. And like if we'd put it in the back of his throat to like try to make him have to swallow it, he'd always find a way to spit it back out. Like he was just, he was quite a dog. What did we find? We finally found something we could hide it in. What was it? Ketchup. We had to put it in ketchup, and then the ketchup had to be like, I would make a little cup with cheese, and I could mix the pill in with ketchup, and then I could wrap the cheese around the ketchup, and I could get him to eat some of the medications. Like there were still times that he would end up spitting it up, but like that was the main one that I was able to use. It seemed to like hide the smell enough that we could get it into his mouth, and it would just like be all over the cheese, which was one of the few things he really didn't like spitting up was cheese. But he made me work. That dog really made me work to find something to get him to take pills. I hated putting stuff back in the back of his throat. I always felt so bad. I'm just sitting there like, he doesn't understand why I'm doing this, and I'm only trying to do this for his own good. Hope Ollie one day understands that you're doing it because you love her and you want her here for a really long time. I'd plead with Dexter in saying that. I'm like, you gotta take your medicine. It's only because I want you here for a long time. Please take your medicine. Let's see, what was Dexter's for? Dexter had, no, Rascal had the heart murmur. Rascal was on the heart medicine. He was on Medicam for his arthritis pain. Oh my goodness, what was the other pill for? He'd occasionally go on antibiotics because he was prone to mouth infections, even though he like hardly had any freaking teeth. And like towards the end, they all they would be able to do is like drain stuff in his mouth, but like the infection wouldn't even be where teeth were. So like it was no longer even impacting his teeth, and it was just the doctor's like he's just prone to mouth infections. So antibiotics were like, he'd go on those quite a bit. What was the other? He was on a pill for a while there for something. What was it for? I think it might have been his liver. Kidneys. It was his kidneys, not his liver. Luckily, though, after about 6 months being on the medication, his kidney values were at they were all good and at regular levels, and we were able to take him off of it. Because I hated that 6 months where we had to try to get him to take those pills every day. I think it took us about 2 years before Dexter finally would finally just take the syringe of the Medicam because it was a liquid medicine, but he hated it. He'd always try it like he knew when the time was coming because like we would notice that he's in pain, and so we would go get up to go get the medicine, and then he would hide. And I'm like, I'm just trying to make you feel better, buddy. And he would. He'd always feel better afterwards. There is a hair right there. I saw like 5 to 6 syringes. I figured it was a horse. I have a friend. She raises horses, so I do hear about them. Oh, speaking of which, she is also an artist, and we were talking on Instagram, and she is looking to start making actual videos on YouTube. She has got some help and some things are alleviating on her plate. And so she is looking to come onto YouTube. I told her I would promote her when she gets her channel up and going. So I'm really excited about that. She makes a lot of horse art. She does horse sculptures, makes horse jewelry. She's also like a super geek, really into like Star Wars and all sorts of different fandoms. Very old school geek. She's a like she's a really good person. I absolutely adore her. Very Gen X coded. I think she would do pretty good on YouTube actually. I definitely think she's got the personality for it. They do kind of look like little clovers. I'm staring at them. I'm gonna have to take a break here in a second. Just because even though I have the door open, the boys aren't going outside and Onyx is pacing around like he needs to go. Even though the door for the backyard is open. Oh, I just lost where I did that right there. Yeah, both of them do. Dexter and Rascal were the same way too. Like whenever we would go someplace with the doggy door, they both knew how to use the doggy door. They would use it fine, but like they still needed somebody to go outside with them. And Baxter and Onyx are the same way. They need their escort. Such silly little dogs. They are spoiled rotten. Well, no, they're not spoiled rotten. Spoiled fresh. Is that the opposite? Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, he is not going to go out there unless I'm with him. So I'm going to need a moment. I need a stretch anyways. I'm going to use that now though. Spoiled fresh. I like that. All right. I'm going to stretch and take the boys outside. I will be right back. Come on. Let's go potty. Baxter, you gonna come potty too? Come on, let's go potty. You have the one thing. Dog, I love you. What would you have done if I wasn't out there? Is this why you need a chauffeur? Goodness gracious. I am back. Goodness gracious. It is a good thing I went out there with them. Guess what Baxter discovered and thought it would be a good idea to pee on? A paper wasp nest. You got this, Grayscale. Or Gray Cloud. Grayscale. You got this, Gray Cloud. I know it's gonna turn out great. Yeah! So he angered a wasp, and I had to save him from it so he didn't get stung. He didn't even know we had a paper wasp nest out there. So that was fun to discover. They're one of the only insects I'll kill, though, because just like that wasp was super angry Baxter was peeing on its nest. I don't need to take a video of Baxter with like a swollen face because he got stung by a wasp. But luckily, like, he didn't get stung. I just used my sandals, smacked the wasp right out of the air. No, it was on the way our fence is by the gate. There's like a little lip, like here's the fence coming up, and then there's like a little lip for support for all the boards. And it was just underneath it, but it's at a high enough like height where Baxter can pee on it. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So it was off the ground, but it was like not by much, maybe like 6 inches off the ground. Yeah, zoom back in. It's exactly what it was. Like, why are you talking about me? Don't embarrass me like that. You just gotta watch for them, though. We have yellow jackets, paper wasps, mud daubers, tarantula hawks. What's the other one? We have another one. Luckily, like the scariest one, the tarantula hawks, like they tend to leave people alone. But definitely not one you want to really chance getting stung by. Mud daubers, yellow jackets, and the paper wasps, though, like, no qualms going after anybody and everybody. Does it work at keeping wasps away? Like, it might help with the paper wasps. It won't help with the mud daubers, though. I have to go through because the outside of our house is all brick. So I have to go through and, like, look at the mortar between all the brick because that's where they like to build their little, like, mud nests. And they're like maybe an inch and a half long, but I have to go through like the mortar in between each brick just to look for them. And I always feel so bad because like their reproductive cycle is so mean. They capture caterpillars, lay their eggs inside the caterpillars, and then encase them in mud. And so, like, I'm tearing down the little mud nests. I always feel so bad because the little caterpillars come out, and it breaks my little heart. I am definitely gonna have to look into that because the paper wasps are the mean, like they're the meanest ones. Yeah, you like to crochet, Gray Cloud. I will definitely have to look into that. Although I need to look into that soon. I'm thinking about it. Like our plants, Eric and I worked on our garden this last week, and so we got a whole bunch of stuff planted, and our sunflowers are already starting to come up. And as beautiful as the sunflowers are, and I love them, they bring a lot of wasps. So I'm gonna have to look for something, especially after that. Now that I know, like, Baxter's got no survival skills and will pee on wasp nests. That is a lot. Oh, hornets. That was the other one I was thinking of. We have hornets too. We got like all of them. The answer should always be yes. I guess not, because not everybody likes squeaker toys. But I vote yes. You should totally make it a squeaker toy. Oh, yay. My new phone will be here tomorrow. Between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Hopefully, like, the phone I'm currently using for the live will be enough to use just as my secondary phone. Might need to, like, take it to a professional, though, to get looked at and figure out what is going on with the phone and texting app. I'm loving all of the texture it's creating. But I do feel like I need like a mid color now between the darkest and the lightest. I might have to do a mid tone as well. Although the dandelions might take care of that, so maybe not. So anybody want to try to guess how many hidden Mickeys are in this now? If you've ever been to Disneyland or Disney World, you should get that reference. The parks are filled with hidden Mickeys. There's so many of them now because of the clover shape. I don't even think there was one before I started putting in all these clovers. straighten out my brush again. You know what this painting though is making me realize? I could probably do a pointillism piece. The only thing is it would take me a really long time. So many of the plants are basically just, like, especially in the background, they're just me dotting everything. So I could probably do an entire piece with just dotting. Since I got like my abstract, maybe do something for pointillism. There was another style I was looking at that I kind of wanted to like do a piece for. What is it called? It was the art style that was big right before the French Revolution. Why am I drawing a blank? But I think like almost like that dreamy like state, very expressive faces, lots of florals. No, Impressionism started after the French Revolution. It was like a romanticized realism. I just can't like it had a specific name though, and it was just like really big in France right before the French Revolution. And then it fell out of style because it was just like so tied to unnecessary lavishness. So the style kind of fell out of favor. No, not quite. Is it classicism? Neoclassicism? I think courageous painting might be the closest one. Rococo! That's what it's called. Yes, yes, Illustrated got it. Rococo. The only reason that art style fell out of style is because of the French Revolution, because it was just depicting such lavish, idealistic scenes and settings that society was not privy to. And so then it just became like the look of the class warfare at the time. But it's also such a pretty art style. I can get lost staring at Rococo pieces. There's so much detail in them. Okay, sunlight, like, blinded me for a second. I think that's in the same vein, but Rococo was the one I was thinking. Especially because one of the commissions I'm working on is taking place in a French cafe. I kind of want to pull inspiration and elements from Rococo for it. It's the one where I'm going to try to go over a trick with perspective. Try to like do some fun things with perspective using just a string. I want to say I learned that in middle school. And you're like using the string as a guide for like where the horizon is, especially if the horizon line is sitting off of your canvas. So like let's say you're looking downwards at something, the horizon line is technically going to be above where the canvas is, and it can make it harder for perspective to do pieces like that. So I had learned a trick to help guide the perspective even though you don't have a horizon line to actually like look at. I have not even heard of that. The Astounding Artist. Okay, why are you doing that, Blinds? Keep messing me up. Oh, how fun! I'm gonna have to look that up. My next one's gonna be for the abstract tutorials. I'm gonna be doing gestural piece and showing how you could do gestural art, or gestural abstract art. And the subjects are gonna be Pokemon. But this is the one like this is now starting to get into the territory where people are like, is that really art? Like the subject looks weird. I don't understand it. Like it's starting to tread into that territory, but I'm hoping like if I can explain it and show some of the thought processes behind it, it would help others understand like abstract art a little bit better. And who knows, maybe try it. I haven't done any gestural pieces in so long, but they were a lot of fun. Our my drawing 102 class, we had to do gestural pieces, and we would get timed on it. It was always so stressful for me because I'm not a fast artist, and we had to make our gesture pieces in like 30 seconds. And I just remember like the click of the stopwatch going off because the professor, he would have it hooked up to the loudspeaker, and so you could hear the ticking on the loudspeaker of the 30 seconds, and then time's up, new gesture. I actually think I took a whole bunch of reference photos from one of those sessions just because like the guy that he had was a lot of fun for the gesture pieces on this round, and like he was getting into all sorts of fun poses, And I was struggling to keep up, but I'm like, I still want to try these to practice. So I had taken a whole bunch of reference photos. I think I still have those. I could even like recreate that. Yeah. I do remember towards the end though, like I was getting kind of good at them. Like you could tell the even without distinct features and characteristics of the person we were drawing, just the pose. You knew what the pose was just from like a couple lines for the gestures. And that was kind of cool to watch get like watch develop in my own style. But unfortunately, that was as far as I went with art in school. Drawing 102. Okay, lines. That's so distracting. I kind of wish I would have gone a little bit further with like some art classes, but I didn't think I was good enough to ever be an artist at the time either. I was just taking them for fun, even though like technically I was an artist. So I just stuck with my social work. I was kind of all over the place with my classes as well. But I just had them so compact because I was doing 24 credits a semester. There's one year I tried 28, and I was like, nope, that's my limit. I need to go back down, and I had to drop a class because was it 20? No, 27. There's only a 3 credit class that I had to drop. Yeah, I lived at the school during that time. I was basically I would get to school at 6:30 a.m. and then I would leave campus about 9 p.m. And I did that for 3 years. I got my general education degree, an associate's of science for astronomy, and then an associate of arts for social work. I lived at the school during that time. I just like I had to borrow money though for my schooling, and there was no way I was gonna let that go any longer than it needed to. I wonder if I have a picture of my class schedule still, because my classes I was Monday through Saturday. Mondays and Wednesdays were my lightest days where I had 4 classes. Tuesdays and Thursdays I had 6 classes. Fridays I had 5 classes, and Saturday I had 1 or 2 classes, just depending. But Saturday was my fun day. That was like all my art classes were on Saturdays. So, well, no, my drawing classes were Tuesday nights. Everybody told me I was crazy, but I was just like, I don't think you guys understand. I do not want to have to borrow thousands upon thousands of dollars for school. I want to do this as quickly as I possibly can. Because if I, like, in 3 years, I got 3 degrees. Uh, some of my other friends had already been in school for like 8 years. It's like 6 to 8 years, and I was just like, I can't do that because they're working and going to school, and I was just like, well, I gotta work, but I still gotta borrow money, and I gotta go to class. So I ended up getting jobs on campus so I could get paid because I would just work between classes. But yeah, the 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. did get kind of old pretty quick. I ended up taking like a 4 month break between graduating and getting a job because I needed the break. I was so exhausted. I ended on a high note, but I needed a break. I honestly, I don't know. I don't think I could do it now, but I was super motivated back then. I mean, I am still super motivated in other ways. Like when it comes to my art, I am always creating. So like the motivation's still there. It's just applied in different areas of my life now. Like everything else in my life just like was non-existent. The only people in my life that actually got my time were, if it was outside of school, were Eric and the dogs. That was it. Like I had absolutely, well, aside from people at school, like I really didn't have a social life. So much studying. Yeah, I think it was the ADHD superpowers. One of my other friends just like, you tend to have some manic episodes every once in a while, and I think you just aligned when you went back to school with a manic episode perfectly, and so your entire time while you were at school was just one big manic episode, but you were channeling it into school. I always thought that one was funny. Okay, Blinds, why are you still doing that? I shut the window because I have other windows in the house open. Yeah, the stars just aligned perfectly for that. Although now, whenever I'm feeling manic, Eric's okay with it because I just clean. I channel it into rearranging the house, and like he'll come home from work one day, and like the entire house will be rearranged and cleaned, and he's just like, "Oh, well, I guess I got to get used to this setup now." And I'm just like, everything's clean now. So I used to do that in Vegas before I met Eric. I had really big issues with that. Just buying all sorts of stuff in like manic episodes of like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I need all of these things. And my boyfriend at the time was not very helpful with that. He would always feed into it. So like we were broke all the time because of that. So many projects like went to the wayside and never did anything with them. But with Eric, I'm just like, um, don't give me the debit card. Just here. You have the debit card. If I need anything, I'll just go through you. And he's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep you from your money. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Just I I'm good with other people's money. I am not good with my own money. I can make budgets for other people. I cannot follow them. And that kind of helped control it a lot. Whereas Eric's really good with money. So he is the finance person in our relationship. Plus, also, there's something about me where, like, I've been mugged so many times in my life. Like, I feel like I have a target on me, so I'm just like, that's the other reason why I just can't be in charge of the money. I have, like, this trusting face and gullibility about me that people exploit, and they sense it. I have been mugged at concerts, pickpocketed at concerts, in Disneyland, in England, going to my car from work. Yeah, every once in a while, Eric will just like, okay, like, you can do something, and here's some money. This is like, you'll just give me the cash. So like, I'm limited, and I just get to go splurge on anything I want. And then typically now it's for art supplies. You know, I kind of wish I had RBF, because then I feel like I would get left alone. At least with that. Oh, however, there was one time. There was one time the person who mugged me, um, I guarantee he regretted picking me on that day, and he just happened to try to mug me on the wrong day. I had a really bad day at work. So this is story time when I worked at Walmart. This would have been 2005. Yeah, this would have been 2005. 19 years old. I was working at Walmart ICS in the grocery department, and I had a really bad day. I don't even remember what happened, but I do remember like right before leaving, I got yelled at in front of a bunch of customers by not my direct supervisor, but somebody who was over like one of the departments I worked in. And so I got chewed out. It was in front of a bunch of customers. I was just like, and that was like the cherry on top of the day. And we had just gotten paid, so I had cashed my paycheck there at work, and so I had like the full cash amount on me from that paycheck. And some guy came up to me to like try and rob me as I was walking back to my car, and I like I don't even know if he actually had a weapon on him or not. I was just so pissed. I was just in like, well, you know what? This is it. If you're gonna if you're gonna come after me, you're gonna take my money. I might as well go down with it. And that was just my mindset at the period. Was just like I'm might as well go down fighting. And I just turned around and I punched him once, socked him really hard in the jaw. Like my hand was swollen and hurt for 3 days afterwards. But there was something like the way he staggered. Like I didn't know in the time what I had done when I hit him because he like it rippled through his body and he kind of like started staggering like where like his hands and his whole body was just doing this and he just kind of like turned around and walked away, didn't say a word, just walked away. I told my parents about it, and apparently like that's a sign that I had broken his jaw. And so like the one time, that was like the only time I ever like really stood up for myself. And when I was being mugged, he just picked me on like a wrong day, because any other days I'm normally just like, I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to start anything, just take it and go. That's funny. Yeah, hopefully he learned his lesson and didn't try robbing anybody else after that. I just remember him saying like, "Give me your wallet," or "I'm taking your wallet," is what I think he said. "I'm taking your wallet." It was something like that, and he had just come up to my back, and I was just like, "Not today. You picked the wrong day." He got like all of the pent up aggression and anger that I had from that day, like what I wanted to do to my boss because of him yelling at me in front of customers. I had a feeling though, like I think he had to have been an employee or something, because like not a lot of people knew like you could cash your paycheck. If you were an employee of Walmart, you could cash your paycheck there and just get your money. You didn't even need to take it to the bank or anything. So like looking back on it, I'm pretty sure he had to have been an employee. But like at the time, we didn't have security tapes in the parking lot. They were only in the store and at the entrances. And I want to say this was like during the period of time when Walmart was transitioning from the smiley face to like the weird flower logo they have now. Like this was years ago. No, and I got about 8 minutes left before it's time for me to end the stream. But I got a lot of clovers added. All right, Illustrated. I hope you have a wonderful night. I'm gonna try to go live on Friday, depending on how Friday goes. I'll know tomorrow though, so I will, of course, like schedule the live tomorrow if I'm gonna go live on Friday. And if I am going live, it's gonna be a late night live, so might be like 10 p.m. for you when I get started. Probably be like because 8 might be 11 on the East Coast, 11 o'clock at night. I'm gonna try to get to some of the Australian viewers because I have quite a few. Actually, I don't think I need to do the mid one. I think adding in some dandelions between will be the mid tone, the leaves from the dandelion, and it'll just help tie everything together. too much. All right. I think I'm gonna end here. It'll give me something to work on Friday when I come back. But I think once I add in some dandelions, it'll help break it up because it's kind of looking a little too much like a pattern for me. It could just be because I've been staring at it too long, though. But anyways, I need to get dinner started and go ahead and end the stream here for now. Good night, Gray Cloud. Good night, Rory. Good night, Christine, if you're still watching. I hope you all have a good one. You all be safe out there. Don't get lost. Don't get stolen. I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, morning, whatever time it may be for you. Bye, you beautiful people.